Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the New York Giants. The kicker, Dustin Hopkins, set to get this one going. And off we go from Cleveland. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. A quick throw out to Lockett. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. Jones breaking from the count. And now off to the races down the right side. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. 74 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. On play action, Lance sliding out of the pocket. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Second and goal from the 1.
Push him back.
Here's a quick throw out wide by Lance, complete. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Will Dissly with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive. Parkey with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is Tony Pollard. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, this defense for the Giants, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's how you draw up the run-pass option right there. You get a chunk play out of it.
And you know quarterbacks love to throw the RPOs because oftentimes they're in-breaking routes, but receivers love it even more. The ball gets to them quickly, allows them to put some moves on in the secondary.
Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. That catch good for only a couple.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw again. Forced out to his left. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Giants are going to get the football here at their own 23. That pick hurts a little extra because it was third down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
It's what you call a rookie mistake. A first down run here by Jones as he'll take it forward for a gain of about 4. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough, and I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings them 2nd and 9 at the 42-yard line.
Don't say nothing.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 92 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now a play fake. Lance. And he just throws this one away. That was a bit strange, and here comes the flag. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. And oh, he coughed it up. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. That's probably bringing back nightmares of last week, isn't it?
No doubt about it. Right now, I'm looking over at the coaching staff, and I'm seeing the wheels turning in their heads. And you know what is happening? They're remembering how they started the season in camp, even in the offseason where they emphasized ball security, and they're wondering why the message isn't sinking in.
Yeah, 5 turnovers last week, now 1 here in the opening quarter. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They'll run on 1st down. Carson, a good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. Touchdown, Browns. Quez Watkins with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Lance getting this out wide to Ayuk. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
57's the mic. 57's the mic.
Off of play action, here's Lance. On the move to his left. And he goes out right around the 39.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw, it's Lance. Left side complete to Lockett. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. 4 yards remain for 2nd down.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
Blaster, 6.
Pick it up, G.
Yellow, zoom.
Mike 57. Mike 57.
We don't want this.
Mike's 57. 57's Mike. It's going to be a long.
Pause red.
It's going to be a long.
Now Lance. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 37.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
It's a pretty fancy footwork that time, able to spin forward, and they're going to give him 4 yards on the play.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st. It's caught, Lockett. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
Hey, check Mike 57.
Go Reds.
Bring it. Bring it. Mike's 57. 57's Mike. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
And they'll go for it. Lance. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. Touchdown. Brandon Ayuk. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Giants have taken the lead. Parkey adds the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7.
14, round 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Brooks. Flush to his right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we're seeing in colleges delivered to the NFL.
Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. But I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Carson. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Chris Carson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Working with his 2nd and 4.
57's the mic. Rip right, rip right. 57.
Lance going to throw.
Come on, let's go.
Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Well, they gave themselves options there on the third down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
This is Jones. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
Rolling to his left.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Browns force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
And some play callers, when they go into games, they don't mind calling a lot of screens, and they don't care what down. They were maybe one block away from really having something there to start this drive. Good job defensively to cut through the blockers and make the tackle on the screen, or that could have gone for maybe 15 or 20 yards.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. Now a play fake here on first down. Steps away. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Well, that was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. Something we're seeing more of with the rise of the run-pass option. A legal man downfield, and that's going to back him up. Brooks to throw on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Dancing to his left. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
And this will go to Carson out wide.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11.
Off play action. Brooks out to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is now 21-14.
21, Giants 14.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
57, Mike, 57. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. 57.
Throwing now is Lance.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Got a man, that's Ayuk.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
A final shot before half for Lance.
And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee you he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about. Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides, but to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
46 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
They go play action here on first down. On the move to his left. And this is going to be caught? No, they say it's incomplete.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over.
Yeah, remember now, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear video evidence to the contrary. And I give these officials a lot of credit. Such a tough and demanding job. You and I both know that. Yeah, they make the right call way more often than they get it wrong.
Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. This will wind up a loss on the play, and it'll be 4th down. And Hopkins' kick is good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4, 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Six yards left on 2nd down.
White.
I want that. Give me that ball, defense.
Hey, red.
Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
Mike's 57.
Here's Lance.
Eluding the pressure right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
57's the mic.
Zoom black.
7's the mic.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
From the gun, it's Lance. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
And the Giants will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity missed.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And the drive starts with a completion, left side.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off.
Striker. 3-3. Edo blue.
Lance looking to throw it.
Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this one is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
38.
Out of the pistol, the give to Jones. 1st down and much more here for Jones. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Flushed out right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now Now 2nd and 6.
57's the mic.
Play action. Now it's Lance. Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And that one off the mark, a little late with a throw.
Well, to say that this has not been his game is probably a big understatement. I mean, he is all over the place. Mechanics are off, not accurate, except if you're playing on defense because they picked off a good number of passes.
Yeah, all the INTs, but they're throwing it off his back foot. Pressure coming, just chucking it downfield. He can't do that right now.
No, you can't do that at all. And I think one of the hardest things for a guy having a day like this one is to find a way to just kind of get out of it, kind of get yourself back to neutral. Because what you try and do is make even more spectacular plays to make up for it, and it usually leads to more bad ones.
Flush to his right. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. On 3rd down, it's Carson. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. They run it with Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football, and the Giants have it. It's picked up. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Parkey with the extra point, and the lead is down to a field goal. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Now Pollard. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a one-score game. As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. That catch good for only a couple. Now Brooks off the play fake. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carson. And finally out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. Boy, tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. Touchdown, Browns! Quez Watkins, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Here's Lance to throw it. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And Lance's throw complete here to Ayuk. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Giants.
On first down, Jones. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Blue 32.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Check. Crunch. Crunch. Crunch.
Ready, ready.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
Set 33. Yellow.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And Lance now to throw. He'll buy some time right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Lance now on 3rd and goal. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Parkey's kick is good. And that'll move them back within 6 now. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Their lead back down to one score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
103 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
2nd and 5.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And some space here. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
So often on these RPOs, we see the ball get from the quarterback to the receiver in what feels like a nanosecond. But on this play, he actually cleared coverage downfield a bit before the ball got to him. The net result, though, a considerable gain.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter.
They go back to Carson here on 2nd.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Chris Carson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Browns look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
It's complete. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is.
Giants 24.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Block it, the return. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD.
But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. A gain of 7 yards.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
Steps away to his left. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
57.
They'll try the right side with Jones. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Back to throw. Lance forced out to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Browns will take over here just shy of the 30.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Carson, the first down and more. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Here's Carson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming.
Sterling Hoffrichter in formation.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on all.